Good morning. I'm speaking to you from T-Bay Services. I'm on the way to Scotland, Dumfries and Galloway, Castle Douglas to be precise. It's a really grim day at the moment and I've just been viciously assaulted by a load of hail on my bonce, which wasn't pleasant. Just running back from the actual farm shop. I've got myself a coffee and a sausage bap. So Castle Douglas, it's just outside Galloway Forest Park, and it'll be the third time I've been. The first time would have been 2024, which was my first visit to Scotland. I'd had a few days up at Fort William and done Glencoe and all that, and was just overwhelmed by how great it was up there. But I booked Castle Douglas as it was for my next part of the trip, as it was halfway home to Shropshire, and Galloway Forest Park was very close to it, and that is part of the South Scotland Golden Eagle reintroduction programme. I didn't see any golden eagles, but I found out in the right places to look, and it's, you know, a really nice park full of wildlife. I thought it would have been an anticlimax after the snow-capped mountains of Glencoe, but it wasn't at all. It was great. So yeah, this is the second time since that I've visited. So the plan is to do a bit of photography and wildlife watching. I'm just hoping this weather's going to improve because it is quite grim at the moment. Right, as for photography, something new this time. I haven't got my Canon equipment with me. As I discussed in my previous video, which was Church Stretton, I think, the Shropshire Hills, I'd recently invested in a OM system camera, the OM5. Reason being, I'd used the system before and really liked it, but I wanted a lightweight kit I can use on my long hikes, where I didn't want to be carrying my Canon gear around, as much as I love my Canon gear. Plus, I just missed using the OM system. So I'd invested in a couple of lenses the last time I did the video. One of which was a prime, a 25mm, what is it, the OM 25mm f1.8 Mark II prime, which is very good. I'm very impressed with the image quality on that. And as promised, it arrived a couple of days ago. I've now got the 17mm Mark II version. So it'll be the first time I've tried that out. I'm excited to use that. I mean, I did consider the 12 to 45 f4 Pro, and a lot of people would suggest that. But I decided to try primes because I've never really used primes. I've always used zoom, so I wanted a different shooting experience. You know, just a bit of fun, really. It's so light, they look great, and they feel great on the OM5. So, you know, if a camera feels great and looks great, that inspires you to take pictures as well. Now, I've also got another lens this week. Now, the obvious choice would have been a 12mm, seeing that although I use a zoom, I think most of my wider angle stuff is shot at the equivalent of 34 and 50mm. So that's, on a Micro Four Thirds body, that is your 17 and 25mm, because it's like doubled in focal length or whatever. So yeah, 17mm is effectively a 34 full frame equivalent. So yeah, a 12mm, which would have been the 24 full frame equivalent, would have been the obvious choice. However, there's a lens that got absolutely fantastic reviews and is highly rated, the Panasonic 9mm f1.7. Now, I've done very little wide angle stuff, anything wider than 24mm equivalent, so this is 18mm equivalent. I've done very little of it. I've had a couple of wide angle lenses, but never really got on with them and got rid of them. And I honestly think that is because, well, it's due to my lack of perseverance with it. When I see other photographers who take great wide angle shots, sometimes I really like the images and think, oh, I wish I could do something like that. But I've only ever got about 2 or 3 images with a wider, you know, wider than 24mm I've been pleased with. But I'm determined to change that, so I've just got to persevere and try and work on my eye for wide angle shots. So yeah, I took a chance. I didn't buy it used either. I bought it new, although it was a reasonable price. So this Panasonic 9mm, but I am absolutely determined to get some results from it. So yeah, so we've got the 9mm prime Panasonic, the 17 and 25mm OM primes, and also, as I mentioned in a previous video, we've got a 35 to 100 Panasonic f4 to 5.6. This is the equivalent to 70 to 200. The reason it's a zoom and not a prime is because I find that focal range, a zoom's a lot more useful, because typically I'll be in the hills and mountains and I want to zoom in on certain aspects of the landscape, and it's a lot easier with a zoom. There's a lot more, you've got a lot more ability to do what you want to do, where with a wider angle I think you can get away with primes a bit more. Maybe I'm wrong, well, that's my feeling on it anyway. It's so lightweight and small. But if I was to replace this with primes, I'd be carrying an extra 4 lenses and they'd be bigger, and it defeats the object of having a lightweight portable kit. But yeah, as I say, it's not to replace my Canon at all, but I'm looking forward to trying this out over the next few days. If the weather improves, it's terrible. And also, with this OM camera, unlike the old Olympus cameras I used, it's got a few new features. 2 of which is the high-res mode, which I've tried it out a couple of times, the handheld version. Very impressed with it. I think the handheld one's 50 megapixels and the tripod's 80 megapixels. But yeah, so there's that. And also built-in ND grad filters. You know, or well, I think you've got the grads and the full ND filters. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to use. Never tried that on any camera before. So I've got no filters with me. I haven't even got a tripod. So it'll be interesting what you get over the next few days. Right, well, I'm going to have my sausage back now. So I'll see you shortly. Right, so we have landed in Scotland. The weather is quite a bit better than it was back at T-Bay Services. It hasn't been raining much since I've crossed the Scottish border actually. It's a bit overcast, but the sun is trying to come through. But I've stopped at Raiders Road. I've never been here before. I've been near to it, but it looks good. The main track up to it is closed, so I can't drive up it, but I can walk up it obviously. So I've parked a bit further down and I'm having a stroll up now. I think it's about 1.5 miles to the main bit, but I don't really know what I'm doing, where I'm going, but we'll have a look, we'll see what's about. Now this is just totally what I love. There's not a soul around, and we've got like this nice little stream. I could sit here and listen to this for hours. Sad, I know, but I just find it very therapeutic. So we've made it up to Strone Lock. Here's the car park. You can stay the night. If someone's put some graffiti on there. Oh, looks like someone's been leaving wet wipes behind. Yes, well, I understand their frustration, but I'm not sure graffiti. I mean, the thing is, if someone's stupid enough and selfish and ignorant enough to leave wet wipes and poo, then they're not going to read a sign, are they? So what's the point in putting graffiti on it? It doesn't make much sense to me. But yeah, here's the Lochstrone Viaduct. Doesn't look quite as spectacular as the Harry Potter one, or the other one that I've been to. Can't remember the name of it at the moment. In the Galloway Forest Park. That's really nice. But even so, it's a lovely spot. I haven't met anybody yet. Ah, what a view. Well, this is absolutely stunning. I'm just taking a moment just to appreciate how beautiful it is. So quiet. Now, unfortunately, as with everywhere, you get disrespectful arseholes who like to take the piss. Just look at this. I'm not going to let that ruin my enjoyment of the area, but it's just not nice to see, is it really? Well, I've had to pull the car up next to this. Looks pretty good. Good morning. This is the second day of my little break. I've just arrived at Cairnsmore of Fleet Nature Reserve. Been here several times before, but it is literally one of my most favourite spots. It's always quiet. I've just got the car parked to myself and it's like nearly 11 o'clock on a Saturday. Not a soul around, although I have seen a couple of tipper trucks in the distance, so there must be a bit of work going on. But we're walking towards the Big Water of Fleet viaduct now. Stunning viaduct, and views from the top are fantastic. But the plan, certainly for this part of the day, is just to go for a leisurely walk and just see what we can see. No pressure on anything. There's some wildlife around, great. If there's any pictures, great. But it's a beautiful bright day, so it's probably not the best day for photography, but I can't complain. Tomorrow's meant to be a bit more grim, I think, weather-wise. Right, so on top of the viaduct, and I'm taking in fantastic views. Now I'm going to stand near the edge. Now I never used to be remotely bothered by heights, but in recent years, I suppose as I'm getting older, I've been suffering from a touch of vertigo, and often if I stand near the edge of something, I feel all wobbly and I have to step away. I'm like petrified. It never used to be like that. But I'm just going to get as close to the edge as I can here. Hopefully that's safe. Let's see how I feel. Oh. Okay, it's a long way down. I'm glad this is secure because we'd be dead otherwise. Yeah, but just look at these views, fantastic. One car's just arrived and ruined my peace, unfortunately, but oh well. I can't blame them. Pardon my French, but f***ing hell, this is hard. Oh. It's quite a climb. Nearly at the top, I think. Very nearly. I'll tell a lie, it's not quite near the top. I've just taken a tumble. Here's the evidence. Luckily it's just soft ground, but it's very slippery and boggy.
Oh, come on. And now I don't think we got too far now. I genuinely don't, because I think I'm looking straight at the highest point around here. But yeah, that was a scary moment. Right, so I'm sat down on this random bench, recovering from my fall. I'm not hurt at all. It just sort of shakes you up a little bit, that's all. Because I did go down with a bit of force, but as I say, luckily it was just soft ground, so I'm absolutely fine. But oh, the views are just breathtaking here. Yeah, can't get enough of it. I think it's as nice as anywhere I've been in Scotland. And bear in mind, I mean, I'm not that well travelled, but I've done Glencoe, the Cairngorms, Loch Lomond and the Trossachs Park, and yeah, to me this is equally as good. It's very different. It's certainly its own unique landscape, but it's fantastic. It's, you know, a couple of red kites and a buzzard. Well, we get them at home anyway. But it's still great to see them soaring in the skies above these hills and mountains. Right, well, I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind, but we finally made it to the peak of this hill. Mountain End it's called. It wasn't my original plan. I was just going to go up like to get a good viewpoint, but I thought I might as well carry on climbing. But it's been worth it. Views are just as good as I've seen anywhere in the UK. Absolutely fantastic. I'll just pan it round as normal. Back on safe ground after that, climbing to the top of that mountain end. I didn't do the full trail. I was a bit unsure what it was going to be like because it was pretty precarious walking up I come back down the same way that I went up, but it was like there was some boggy sections. I'm amazed I only went arse over tip once, because I slipped about 6 times, because it was quite, in places it was really boggy, sometimes worse than it looked, and either your foot would go 6 inches under, or when you push forwards with your one foot, your foot would just be taken behind, you know, and that would sort of trip you up. So yeah, it was pretty precarious, and when I was walking down it, my legs were trembling, but very good walk. I enjoyed it, and the views are fantastic. Plenty of buzzards, a couple of red kites, peregrine falcons. Yeah, so I'm happy. So this is the 3rd day of my break, and it's the final full day, if you like. I've no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. It depends on the weather. It could be just a case of driving straight back. But I've had a trip out to Loch Truel. Never been here before. It was just over an hour away from the B&B at Castle Douglas, so I was sort of in 2 minds whether to come or not. But I think it'd be worth it because the views are great again. A bit of a different landscape, a bit more rugged maybe. Reminds me a bit more of like Snowdonia or the Lake District, as opposed to the rest of the park that I've explored. There's some waterfalls up the road which I want to go and take a look at in a minute. But yeah, happy to be here. So this is Bruce's Stone. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a stone, but we'll have to look at the historical significance of that later. I shall Google it, unless there's a plaque up there I can read. Oh, as for photography, I've been doing a bit as I've been going along. The conditions haven't been perfect for it, and I've been too overwhelmed by the views, and that that happens sometimes. Like, I get that overwhelmed by the views, I forget to even think about getting the camera out, which I don't think there's any major problem with that. But I've been trying out the live ND filters on the OM5 I think I said earlier in the video that it got ND grads. No, it hasn't. That was a slip of the tongue. It's just got live ND filters. The newer OM bodies, I believe, like the OM Mark 1 Mark 2 and the OM 3 and possibly the OM 5 Mark 2, they have got the grad filters in, but it's not something I'm going to greatly miss or anything. But I'm quite impressed with the feature. It seems pretty good, but I've obviously got to get the pictures up on the big screen to see if they're actually any good. They look good in camera, but yeah, we're going to go and see what this waterfall's like, and if it's offers a good opportunity to take pictures, we shall do it and try out the live ND filters again. Well, looking at the falls from this viewpoint, it's no good for photography. As spectacular as it is, it looks great. So I'm just going to take a walk up there, up that path, to see if there's a better point to take pictures from. But I love all this like moss on all the trees and the stone. It looks fantastic. Right, well, I don't know if you can hear me with this noise, but I've just got a couple of shots using the 17mm prime. It turned out to be the right focal length. I can't really get any nearer to it without risking breaking my neck and legs, so I'm not going to do that. So I've just taken sort of like an overall view of the scene. It will have some blurry leaves and that as the wind's blowing, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. But it's absolutely beautiful. I'm now walking towards the other side of the loch, the other side to where I've parked. So far I've literally been like a kid in a playground with the camera. There's loads of like little waterfalls and things to photograph. Whether they'll come out any good, well, that remains to be seen. We'll have to wait till we get on the big screen. But what a place. It is absolutely fantastic. Can't believe it's so quiet, but I ain't complaining. That's exactly what I like. Right, well, I don't know if you can make out behind me, but we've just had an absolutely torrential downpour, mostly hail. No air for cover, and it was driving right in my face. But I could see brighter skies ahead, so I just carried on walking into it, but it was hurting. But yeah, it's looking a bit better now. It's brightened up. So that was 10 minutes of torture, but worth it. I'd have felt bad if I'd have turned around and gone back to the car. Oh no. Come all this way. Well, I'd better respect it. I don't think there's any work going on, but yeah, I better respect it. But at least we've got a good view here before we head back. Right, we're rolling. I hope my hair looks okay. It's been a bit windy. Yeah, this is the end of the third day, and it'll be my last full day. And it'd be no exaggeration to say that today has been one of my most favourite days ever. That Loch Trawl that I went to was just great. Unexpected, the terrain, the views, the mountains, everything was just not what I expected at all. It was great, and I was like a kid in a playground with my camera, with all the waterfalls and the fast flowing water. Whether or not I got any great pictures, I'm not really bothered. Well, I am a bit bothered, but I'm not too bothered because I just enjoyed myself, you know, and that's the main thing. So that was a very special morning into early afternoon. And then I decided to call at a place where I've spent a lot of hours previously on my previous two trips, which is meant to be good for golden eagles. Now, previously I've never seen anything, but you have to spend a lot of hours normally because they are elusive. And I thought the weather's not doing much, but you know, it's not conducive for eagles to be flying really. But I thought I'd give it a go.
and I ended up having 3 views. The first one, I was only about 80% sure it was one, because it was clearly huge, much bigger than the buzzard. And I was like, you know, it's not a kite, and my mind's playing tricks on me because there's a lot of red kites about. But it didn't really look, like its flight and behaviour didn't look like a red kite to me. It looked like an eagle. But it was, yeah, it's been mobbed by these 2 ravens. And at this point I was in my car. I'd spent an hour and a half sat in my car watching. And I was getting towards the end of it a bit later. I thought, well, I've got to go shortly, but I'll just have a wander. So I got out of my car and started walking towards where I'd seen this potential golden eagle being mobbed. And I had absolutely brilliant views then of it being mobbed by just 1 raven through the binoculars, which totally confirmed it was a golden eagle. My best views of a golden eagle yet, and I was just blown away by it. I was like, oh, it's made my year, that has. And so it was dropping a bit in light then, and there's rain clouds are coming over, and I thought, that's it, I can walk back to the car a happy man. And just as I'm walking back, I see this golden eagle fly off towards the evening light. I get my binoculars up and I'm watching it. Fantastic views. So yeah, that really does mean a lot to me. Holiday's complete. Whether or not I'll do anything tomorrow, I really don't know. We'll see what the weather's doing. And the plan is, if the pictures are good, to display the pictures at the end of the video. So I'll thank you for watching tomorrow anyway, regardless of what I'm doing. But we'll see. We'll see what the weather's doing and what I feel like. You know, I probably won't drive straight back. If the weather's half acceptable, I'll do something. You know, but that may or may not be photography. Yeah, great day. Right, well, that's the end of the break. I'm at South Waite Services, just part of the way home. I didn't do much this morning, just went for a walk. I didn't do any photography. The weather hasn't been brilliant today, but I've had a fantastic break. I think I've got some nice pictures. I've seen a golden eagle. I've enjoyed using the Micro Four Thirds system. The lack of weight has just been, you know, just a relief really, because it's like I didn't even feel like I was carrying camera equipment. I could just go on long walks and not even worry about carrying like full frame gear. So hopefully the pictures will turn out okay, and I shall display them now. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.